Welcome to the Raptor News channel. Critical hours have begun. Dozens of fighter jets affiliated with the Israeli Air Force conducted a major aerial operation. This airstrike was the biggest blow to the Hamas organization. As the population in the north of Gaza started moving southward, Israeli warplanes directly targeted the positions held by Hamas groups. In fact, Israeli intelligence managed to locate a significant portion of the tunnels known as the Gaza Metro. With this information, the warplanes began targeting the areas where the tunnels were located with armor-piercing munitions. Subsequently, simultaneously, both the outposts and command centers where Hamas was positioned were targeted. The residences of high-ranking Hamas officials were also hit in the conducted airstrikes. Using advanced intelligence satellites, the Israeli military also pinpointed the exact locations of numerous munitions depots from which Hamas forces continuously resupplied. In light of this, many munitions depots were destroyed, primarily in the northern parts of Gaza. However, a major attack on munitions depots in the southern areas did not take place, possibly due to the majority of the local population residing there. As the countdown to the deadline set by the Netanyahu administration for Hamas forces began, F-16 fighter jets disabled their communication facilities. The Israeli Air Force, which conducted a complete blackout operation against the organization in the region, gave the green light. Following the departure of the Air Force from the region, the ground forces in Ashkelon mobilized and successfully entered Gaza from the north. In fact, as a result of the airstrikes carried out by the Air Force, more than 750 targets belonging to Hamas forces were hit. After suffering a significant blow, the Hamas organization was directly targeted by the Israeli ground forces as they initiated their operation. The primary objective of the Israeli forces conducting regional raids was to locate missing individuals. Therefore, through sudden and silent raids, Israeli soldiers were able to gather important intelligence. Based on the information collected, the organization's infrastructure and gathering areas were also destroyed. Israeli intelligence pinpointed the exact location of a critical point for the organization. This building, which had been turned into a stronghold by Hamas, continuously launched short-range missiles into Israeli territory, and it was targeted by drones. Subsequently, as the drones couldn't inflict sufficient damage on the stronghold, fighter jets targeted the area with armor-piercing munitions. The attack led to a massive explosion as a result of the destruction of the short-range missile ammunition stored at the bottom of the stronghold. It became evident that a significant portion of the ammunition stored by Hamas forces for their attacks was destroyed in this assault. Not only that, but the Israeli Air Force, through this attack, also incapacitated 3 Hamas operatives who were specialized in missile launches. It is believed that these 3 individuals were among those responsible for the production of the short-range missiles for the organization. Although this information may not be fully confirmed, the Israeli Air Force dealt a severe blow to the Hamas organization through its attacks. In the north of Israel, Hezbollah terrorist groups continue to launch constant attacks. The situation is particularly critical in the town of Metula, the northernmost part of Israel. Israeli authorities have declared the town a closed military zone, indicating that in the event of a potential attack, Hezbollah groups could target this critical town. Israeli tanks have started heavy bombardments against Hezbollah groups, which consistently launch drone attacks from the southeast of Lebanon. In the depths of the Lebanon border, Israeli drones continue to target the organization's assembly areas and headquarters. The Patriot air defense systems guarding the Golan Heights have rendered more than 20 aircraft launched from the Lebanese borders ineffective. Sneak attempts in the Golan Heights are ongoing, with groups supporting Hamas making continuous efforts to infiltrate Israeli territory in the Golan Heights. However, Israeli artillery units continue to subject the organization members attempting infiltration to heavy bombardments. Due to the constant attacks by the groups in the region on Israeli territory, the Israeli army is also increasing the number of its forces in the north with each passing minute. Meanwhile, according to recent reports, the Egyptian army has officially taken action. With the population in Gaza moving southward, the Egyptian army has started moving full force towards the Rafah region. Egypt has made the decision to send a significant number of armored vehicles and troops to maintain its border security. But they are facing a major challenge. This is because, as mentioned, In a previous video, an organization known as the Egyptian Bedouins has set out towards Gaza to support Hamas groups. Currently, the Israeli army is conducting reconnaissance with drones along the Egyptian borders to neutralize the group that intends to support the Hamas organization. Due to the presence of several groups in Egypt that support Hamas, Israeli authorities have advised the residents of towns near the Kerem border crossing to stay in shelters. As a result, the Israeli army has assumed a defensive position near the Kerem border crossing in preparation for any potential situation. Furthermore, before President Netanyahu initiated the ground operation in the north of Gaza, Israeli intelligence continues to work on blacking out the region. The Israeli government has started restricting all internet access in Gaza, making sure not to leave any means of communication for Hamas forces. With the organization left without communication, it's certain that they will not be able to mount an effective defense if their command and control structure is completely disrupted. Therefore, while the Israeli government continues to limit internet access, brigades in the southeast of Gaza have been mobilized. The Yamam Special Unit, located to the south of the city of Sderot, has started moving eastward. The 401st Iron Tracks Brigade has arrived in the southern part of the city. This means that a total of 10 units in the region have successfully advanced to the southeast of Gaza. On the 4th highway in the southeast of Zikkim town, there are numerous tanks and armored combat vehicles. As I mentioned at the beginning of our video, these units in the region conducted a major operation in the north of Gaza, and then the Israeli soldiers withdrew to the safe zone. Throughout the day, the Israeli Air Force distributed brochures to inform the population in the northern areas of Gaza to evacuate. The reason for this information is the Israeli army's initiation of a major ground operation. It has been confirmed that during the evacuation of the local population, Hamas forces tried to prevent migration within Gaza. The members of the organization causing difficulties for the population were targeted by Israel's precision-guided missiles launched from unmanned aerial vehicles. This indicates that the Israeli army is waiting for the evacuation to be completed in the region. In fact, the Netanyahu administration announced the suspension of air attacks on the organizations to allow for the completion of the large-scale migration in the area. This careful approach by the Netanyahu administration for the complete evacuation of the north of Gaza suggests that they may also initiate a more intense cleanup operation against the remaining Hamas groups in the region. We'll see what happens in the coming days. We have come to the end of another video. You can like the video to support us. By subscribing, you can easily follow new videos. I wish you all happy days. See you.